Hi, I'm Kenny Joya. Welcome to another one of my tutorials. In this video, I'm going to show you how to insert multiple new default tracks in REAPER. As you probably already know, if you want to create a new track, we could double click over here, or we can go to the track menu and choose Insert New Track. That's going to create a new track right over here. And we can set up how our default track behaves in the preferences. So let's go to our preferences, right down here, and let's go under Project to Track Send Defaults. And the section over here decides how our default track behaves. The volume, whether we see envelopes, the automation mode, the track heights, whether it shows up in the mixer, whether it's record armed, if monitoring is turned on or off, the track recording modes, and our inputs. Let's change this up to be my guitar input, and we'll turn on monitoring. We'll put it in record by default and change the level to -10. So if we make a new track, insert new track, all those settings are going to be there. It's in record, the volume is at -10, input monitoring is turned on, and my input is set to guitar. But there's one problem with this method. It's only going to work with one type of default track. If you're like me, you need many. So I'm going to show you how to set this up so you can have as many as you want. So let's start off with this track, put the volume back up, set the input to be MIDI, USB, MIDI keyboard. We'll rename it New MIDI Track, give it a color, and let's say this is our preferred default MIDI track. Every time we want a MIDI track, we want to start with this. We could save it as a track template. Just right-click it, save tracks as track template, and it's going to save to our track templates folder. Let's name it New MIDI Track. Now, if we want a new MIDI track, just right-click over here, insert track from template, and choose it here. Or we could choose it from the track menu, right up here. Insert track from template, new MIDI track. But it's a bit more work to go to this extra layer for our menus. I would prefer if it was up here, just below insert new track. And we could do that by customizing our menus. Let's go to the options menu and go down here to customize menus and toolbars. Then we'll scroll down to find that menu. Main track. This is the menu that's right over here, the track menu. So what we're looking for is this item, track template list. We'll copy it and then paste it right here, and then it'll show up right below insert new track. Now let's create a separator just to separate this option from the others, and then we could save it and close it. And now if we go to the menu, it's going to show up right here, new MIDI track. And just like that, we created a new MIDI track default that we can add at any point. And if we want to change the name of it, so it has insert in the name, just go to the options menu to show REAPER resource path. Then we could scroll down to the track templates and rename it right here. Insert new MIDI track, and now it'll show up like this. Insert new track, or insert new MIDI track. And right away, we can start working with MIDI. And we can create as many different default tracks as we want. Let's change this to piano. Let's add a piano plugin to the track. Under Instruments, I'm going to choose my piano plugin right here. And it sounds like this. Let's give this a different color, like this. Now we could save this the same way. Just right-click it, save tracks as track template, and we'll give this its own name. Insert piano track, and now that'll show up in the menu as well. Insert track, insert MIDI track, or insert piano track. And it's ready to go right away. Let's create a few more. Let's go back to the default, but take it out of record, change the input to my vocal mic. We'll name it vocal. Put the volume back to 0, give it a color, and we'll name this as our default vocal track. Insert vocal track. Let's create another one for guitar. Change the input for the guitar, give it a different color, change the name to guitar, and again, save it. Insert guitar track. And we could also do this with multiple tracks. Let's say for bass, we tend to record with 2 tracks, one for the bass DI and the other for the amp. Let's create 2 tracks, take them out of record, put the volume up, name them bass DI and bass amp, give them both a color, set their inputs for the bass DI and the bass amp. Maybe put a compressor on both of them. I'll use Recomp, adjust the settings that I usually use, and copy it to both tracks. And we could save this as well. Save tracks as template, insert bass tracks. And we can keep going with any default tracks that we use. But now if we want to insert them at any point, go to the track menu, insert a regular track, insert some bass tracks, and it brings them both in with the compressor on both. Insert a guitar track, a new MIDI track, a new piano track, or insert a new vocal track. So we can start recording vocals right away. Now, besides putting this in the track menu, we could also put it in the menu over here. If we right-click right here, we can make our default tracks show up here as well. Let's go back to the Options menu, Customize Menus and Toolbars, and switch it to Empty TCP Context, or the Contextual menu when we right-click the empty track control panel. So again, we'll copy this and paste it up here. We could put in a separator right below it. And now it'll show up if I right-click over here. Insert new track. Insert bass tracks. Insert guitar track. Insert new MIDI track. Insert piano track. Or insert vocal track. So it's just that easy to insert multiple new default tracks in Reaper. I hope you learned something, hope you can use it, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.